Namaste everyone, I'm Neva Shah and today we'll begin our journey through India, where I'll teach you about the Sapta Puri, or the 7 holy cities in India. Please note that this will be a 2-part series, so once you're done this one, stay tuned for Sanjana Goyal's lesson next session. In this video though, we'll be learning about 3 of the 7 cities. We'll travel through India in order to do this. We'll start by landing our plane in Uttar Pradesh, in the city of Ayodhya. Can you guess what Hindu god was born in this city? If you guessed Lord Rama, you're correct. Located on the banks of the river Sarayu in Uttar Pradesh, Ayodhya is the birthplace of Lord Rama and is also the capital of his kingdom, Kosala. One of the main languages spoken in Ayodhya is Awadhi, a dialect of Hindi. In Ayodhya, you'll find so many temples dedicated to Lord Rama. For example, the Kanak Bhavan temple is a beautiful temple where you will hear Rama's name everywhere. Because Lord Rama was born here, Rama Navami is one of the biggest festivals celebrated in Ayodhya. And that makes sense because the festival celebrates Lord Rama's birth. Ayodhya is a major pilgrimage site in India, which means many people come here as an act of religious devotion. Many significant figures of Hinduism have come here or even lived here, such as Bhagwan Swaminarayan, who lived in Ayodhya during his childhood. Also, Sant Tulsidas was a famous Indian saint and poet who wrote one of his most famous poems in this city. An interesting fact about Ayodhya is that the word itself literally means to not be warred against. Putting a, which is a negative prefix, before yudh, which means war or fighting, basically leads to that definition and means that Ayodhya is an invincible city. It's called this because of all the significant figures that have come here and done something great here. People consider it an unconquerable city of gods. Okay, now we're gonna drive for almost about 8 hours west, landing in Mathura. Can you guess which Hindu god was born here? Here's a hint. If you guessed Lord Krishna, you're correct. If you remember from his story how Krishna was born in a dungeon, that exact dungeon is located in Mathura. The main language spoken in Mathura is Hindi, but many people also speak Urdu and Braj Bhasha. Geographically speaking, Mathura is also located in Uttar Pradesh. Mathura is situated on the banks of River Yamuna. Just like Ayodhya, you'll find so many temples in Mathura dedicated to Lord Krishna, like the Sri Dwarka Mandir, one of the oldest and largest Hindu temples in the city. During Janmashtami, people start their mornings by reading the Bhagavad Gita and rocking cradles with a Krishna idol in temples and at their homes. The night, however, involves happy celebrations, dance, and music. So, because of the religious significance, temples, and large celebrations during important festivals, we can tell why Mathura is a significant place for Hindus and why it's part of the Sapta Puri. Okay, now we're gonna have to travel a little bit more west, and this journey is just a bit longer than the last one, only 23.5 hours, but we'll find ourselves in Dwarka. Dwarka is a city in western Gujarat. The main language spoken here is Gujarati. This city is particularly interesting because people also call it the submerged city, since a good part of it is thought to literally be underwater. I'll get into this later though. This city's religious significance also involves Lord Krishna, and it is said that Lord Krishna settled here after he defeated his uncle Kansa in Mathura, the city that we just talked about. Going back to the submerged city idea, it is said that after Krishna died, all of ancient Dwarka became submerged underwater. Although a lot of it is back above the surface as the modern Dwarka we see today, there are a lot of remains underwater that prove just how long the ancient city has been around for. And although archaeologists are still looking for artifacts about this ancient city, they have found pillars and blocks, which is definitely a start. Imagine swimming around and seeing an entire city at the water's floor. That would be incredible, and it might just happen in the future. In terms of festivals, Janmashtami is also one of the biggest celebrations in Dwarka, as it celebrates the birth of Lord Krishna. On this day, temples are lit up and streets are decorated with flowers to welcome Krishna. As you can see in the photo, there is virtually no inch of darkness on this day. Finally, most of the temples in Dwarka are dedicated to Lord Krishna, like the Sri Dwarkadish Mandir. Don't confuse this one with the one in Mathura though. Although they share the same name, they each are two different temples. But anyway, the Dwarkadish Mandir of Dwarka is said to have been built by one of Krishna's great-grandsons around 2,500 years ago. Did you learn a lot about Dwarka? I sure did. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, this is a two-part series, so keep an eye out for part 2, where Sanjana will teach you about the cities of Haridwar, Varanasi, Ujjain, and Kanchipuram. For now though, have a nice day!